Well, while I was waiting for the gas or the O-ring to come in on this, I decided to go ahead and work on the engine too while I was at it, because it's been taking more choke to start it, and choke has been having to stay on longer. So I started tearing it down. I was gonna do a video of tearing this thing down, but I ended up getting people in the shop the other day when I was starting on it, so I decided to just go ahead and get it started, and then I might do a reassembly video or something like that. But I wanted to show you the crud on this thing. This thing is just caked with crud, and it's all packed into these cooling fins, which I mean really packed in the cooling fins. On some of these you only got about 50% open fin left for cooling, and what that does is it makes them run a little hotter, and that in turn breaks down your oil a little quicker, and then you can have earlier wear. So I'm going to work on trying to get her clean. I don't really want to strip this down any further than this if I don't have to, but if I have to in order to get it clean enough, then I will. But anyways, what I had found with this was the intake gasket on this side was bad. The one on this side was fine. This side was bad, and I also noticed that there was a lot more heat on this side. Bolts are heat rusted more, and I mean this one over on this side almost looks like a like it's hardly even damaged at all. But so yeah, for some reason this side was running a little bit hotter than that side, and it could be the nature of the exhaust design, which on the hot side you're going right straight into the muffler, and on the cooler side you're coming in on quite a bit of a travel and then in. But I still don't think that should make any difference on the heat coming off the cylinders. So we're going to get her all freshened up, and when we're ready to put her back together, then I should have a nice fresh engine for it. So once I got this engine done, I've got my push motor yet too that I've been wanting to work on that. So that'll be next. And anyways, that's where we're at so far. Well, the motor looks a lot better. Got her all cleaned up. I think it'll get a little bit of air through it now finally. And got some parts. Got my intake gaskets, my exhaust gaskets, and my O-ring for the pump came in. So I've actually got everything I need to get this thing done. I've got a total of about maybe $10 so far in this project, and I think that's about all I'm going to have to put into it. So not too bad for what it looks like. It's like kind of a major deal, doesn't it? So, well, anyways, it's time to start throwing things back together. So I'll keep posting you as the results go. Well, I've got these guards, or shrouds, I guess probably should call them shrouds. There's 4 of them. Got them kind of loose fit on there, and the manifold is just kind of loose fit on there. And gonna wait till I get everything kind of in place before I do any tightening of anything up. And the next thing is going to be the what's next? Yeah, something's going to be next. Oh, the control plate. Next thing is be the control plate. Yeah, I knew that. This thing right here, and I'll get that fit on there loose too. And once that's on there, then I think I can go around and start tightening up the screws. With the exception on this side, I've got that housing to go on there, so I'll have to look and see what's got to be tightened up on the housing first, or what the housing uses for screw holes, and then tighten up everything else, and then I can put the housing on and then snug that up, and that'll be this side of the motor. So I'll get on it and get back with you. Well, I got the wiring back in place, and the manifolds fastened on. Coils are plugged in, and I'm ready to put the cover on. and I'm putting this copper anti-seize on here, which is approved for aluminum since everything's aluminum on this. So as I'm getting everything in place, I'm kind of pulling the screws back out one at a time and putting the anti-seize on and putting them back in and tightening them down at that point. The manifold studs, I can put nickel anti-seize on there if I want to, but I'll probably just go ahead and use the copper since it's already out. And so now I'm ready to put this cover on and start tightening some stuff on. Okay, this side of the motor's all done. Got the oil cooler on. The linkage brackets on. Everything's pretty much on in place. Starter's bolted back on. And so now the next thing I'm going to do is turn the engine around and put the pulley on the back side and the muffler. And I'm going to save the carburetor for last. So I'll get that part on and we'll go on. Okay, it's starting to look more like it's supposed to look. I got the muffler on and the front pulley on, fan and all that kind of stuff. So now the next thing is the carburetor. So I'm going to turn it about a quarter of a turn or whatever and get the carburetor on and breather and everything, and that should be it then. Well, the carburetor's back on. Now I got to put the breather plate on, and this is all wired up. Linkage is all back on. Everything looks like it's supposed to be. Had a few connections that were a little bit on the loose side, so I got them better. So hopefully that'll help something. I don't know if it'll help anything or not, but at any rate, that's what we did. And now I'm going to go ahead and put the breather plate and breather on, and she'll be done. Well, there she be, all ready to go. So now when I get the pump fixed on the Simplicity, I'll be ready to put this back in there, and then we'll be ready to start putting the body back on and everything. So hopefully be the last time I have to do something like this for a while. So now I'm going to go ahead and change fuel filter, oil filter, transmission filter, and of course all the fluids on it. And then I'll be ready to go for next year. So I usually do that stuff in the springtime, but in this case, since I'm doing this now, I'll just go ahead and do it all. So anyways, thanks for watching.